Hello YouTube, Luke here again. Another deck profile here by Schwartz. This is the Dark Sky Trio, the Material Girls, Purple Sky Family, whichever way you want to call them. That's what the box looks like. On the sides you can see scenes from the movie. It also does this with the Kiri and Amity box as well. And that's just what the sleeves look like. So yeah, that's what the sleeves look like. They just got them double sleeved at the moment. So anyway, let's just like this. Get started with the level zeros. Right, I say names differently than what they say on the cards. Like it has Levy here, I call her Levy. That's what I always learnt. Levy the Slasher, Material L. Anyway, let's get to it. Oversized runner. When it's placed behind the stage, if your opponent has 3 or more climaxes in the waiting room, this rests. And starting your opponent's attack phase, you can move this to an empty slot in your front row that has a character across it. There's a couple of cards with this exact effect around. And this one here, Stern, has Stell on the thing. Sometimes it's Stell, S-T-E-H-L, but anyway, Stern, the Destructor, Material S. So during your turn, all your other Levy childlikes, this one here, this Levy, gains 1500 power on a level, so it becomes 5000 in level 1. You can get over bombs. And this is a drop searcher, so when it's placed behind the stage, pay 1, discard 1, search your library for magical weapon. Really good in this deck because this has climax combos for level 1, 2, and 3. And now we have, I'm just going to call her Diash. I don't know if it's Stursh or Diash, something else. I only know her as King. That's every time I've heard them talk about her or about herself or others talk about it, they always say King. One of the cards even has King on it. But so anyway, I'm just going to call her Diash for now. So all characters with either magical weapon gain 500 power, so it's global. Also, when a character attacks and you reveal the climax with a book trigger, you can draw 1, discard 1. Really good if you want to try and get a card you need and discard something you don't need. So yes, draw trigger gives you potential draw 2, discard 1 for basically 1 for the book, 1 for this, discard 1. Levy Thunder Mana. It's a brainstormer. So pay 1, rest this. Only works with these 2 climaxes, the King and Underlings and Devil that kills the star. See, I was talking about King and the Underlings. But anyway, so search for a magical weapon character, and then you can choose someone and give it 1000 for the turn. And then this card, Iris, Kiri's friend. So this one here, if you have no other characters, you can send a card, discard a card from your hand to the waiting room, send this to the waiting room, and then you choose the level 1, that is Diash, Stern, Levy, or Yuri in your waiting room, put in the slot this is in, so a good way of getting out an early level 1. Now the thing with this card is there's actually no level 1 or lower Yuri. There's only 1 single card for Yuri, it's level 2. So my thinking is with this effect here is that we will get detonation at some point, and Yuri will then have lower levels. Obviously she didn't get much screen time in Reflection, she only came out at the end of it. So that's why I've only got 1 card for her and her climax. But yes, there's set for like almost everything in Nanoha, only Vivid missed out, and Force. They went into different games. Alright, back again. Just being a little sick there. I'm still recovering from cold and flu. Anyway, on to, speaking of Iris, level 1s, let's get to them. Stern, King's right hand. So if the character opposite this is cost 0 or lower, this cannot be reversed, which is pretty good effect. So if they run over you or you just crash into them, no reverse for this card, stays on the field. When this is placed from the hand to the stage, reveal the top card of your library. If it's magical weapon, it gets plus 2,000 for the turn. Oops, what am I doing? So now we've got a couple of different cards that have climax combos. Stern Flame Mana. If you have 2 or more other characters with magical weapon, it gains plus 1,000. Climax combo with King or Underlings. So if this is here, and if you have another character with either Diash, Stern Levy, or Yuri, and this reverses its battle opponent, and your opponent has 2 or more other characters that are reversed, you can pay 1 and draw up to 2 cards. Yes, quite an effect there. So you probably might be attacking with 1 second or third, depending on the situation. And yeah, so like let's just say if your first attack goes through with another character, you'd probably attack with this 1 second, or maybe third if your first attack doesn't go through because it's like maybe your character got reversed by a backup or something. No, okay, I'll just keep that there for a second because... So, Levy Serious Stance, once again, plus 1,000 if you have 2 or more other magical weapon characters. When this is placed in the climax zone, choose a character with Stern, Levy, Diash, or Yuri and give it plus 2,000 for the turn. On to level 2s now. A couple of Diash Grand Desire. All your other characters with Diash, Stern, Levy, or Yuri gain plus 1,000. And if a character of yours gets reversed in battle, choose a character and give it 1,000 for the turn. So it gives out plenty of power. And here is the Yuri card. Plus 500 for each other magical weapon card. Climax combo when this is placed in the climax zone. Search, and this is in the front row, and you have at least 1 other character with magical weapon. Search for a magical weapon, and all your other characters gain 500 for the turn. Now we have level 3s. Diash, Soul of the King. It heals on play, so when this is placed from hand to the stage, you may put the top card of your clock in your waiting room. And when this attacks, if you have 4 or more other characters with either Diash, Stern, Levy, or Yuri, choose a character and give it plus 3,000 for the turn. And then we have this card, Diash, Dark Mana. So plus 1,000 if you have 2 or more other magical weapons, like the level 1s. And when it's placed from hand to stage, look it up to the top 3 cards of your library. Choose any one of them, put in your hand, put the rest into the waiting room. So when this attacks, discard a card, look it up to top 3 cards of your opponent's library, send any of them to the waiting room, put the rest on the library and they shuffle. Good way to get rid of climaxes that can potentially cancel damage. And then of course we got the 4 King and Underlings and the 4 Devil That Kills the Star. They're all book triggers, which works with the Dash Frightening Darkness. Now that's it. So that's the profile. So until next time, thank you all for watching and see you again soon.